Alrighty then, we have now claimed our first 25 overall bikes in the game after we got our first 8 model bikes and basically got all of those free bikes in each of their colour variants. And now that we have done claiming all of the free bikes we can get in the challenge mode, I think now is the time for us to head over to the license school and work our way through each of these licenses. So we have 4 of these to get through. We've got the Novice license, the Junior license, the Expert license, and finally the Super license, which ends us off with 1 lap time attacks. But before we get to that, we need to get on with the Novice license. So we have 10 tests for each of these, and we also have many different bikes to choose from here, as we begin with the Yamaha Grand Majesty and end off with a 1 lap time trial on the Yamaha T-Max. And we've got some interesting bikes here to start with, because we've got some low power bikes and we've got some high powered bikes as well. So let's begin by doing braking basics, because we will need licenses in order for us to get all the other cars in challenge mode. So this is our description. And basically, we've got to ride 500 meters to the goal area, and of course, as you might have guessed, we also need to brake. And something else here in the description says, should you need to be aggressive in using the L2, should you need to be aggressive in using the L2 button on the straights to crouch down. And technically, if we crouch down with the rider, we should be able to get a little bit more speed. And if you want to know what my plan is, well, I'm going to do that straight away because it means I will get more speed. So we're starting this off using the Yamaha Grand Majesty, and then after this, we move on to the Honda CBR 600 RR. And we get the silver on our first try. Not bad. Anyway, let's try this again, since we only have 10 tests to do here. And I actually got off a little better on the start than I did before. So maybe if it's possible I might be able to gain a little more time. Probably didn't help to say that I looked in the mirror, but either way, I think we're okay. Because I can more or less get this figured out in time. And that's precisely what I do, as I got the gold by less than 6/10, which in all honesty surprises me. I thought I was going to be at least a 10th up, but I didn't think I was going to be 3/10 up. But either way, there we go. Our first test is down. And now we must move on to our next test, because I don't feel like saving the replay yet. So, next up, we will pretty much be doing the same test again, except for saying this time, we are using a much more powerful Honda CBR 600 RR. So this is the same test again, except for saying that we are driving a little bit further, and we're also going to have to brake a bit earlier than we did before. because obviously we're using a more powerful bike. And there is a lot more RPM in this bike than there was in the previous one. But we'll see how we go. And already I have overshot. And in spite of my stupidity, that actually worked. I got the gold by 1.5 seconds. In spite of me going straight into a concrete slab, I actually pulled it off. I don't know how, but I somehow pulled it off. Basically, I was more or less trying not to fail, and then I wound up getting the gold by 1.5 seconds, literally. You know what? I'm gonna save that replay. Because I feel like that was actually pretty amazing. Knowing that's the second and only other novice test in this game where it will be based on speed and braking, but either way, I got the gold first try. In spite of me very nearly failing. But either way, it was pretty much do or die, and as a result of me doing the risk, I actually got my reward. And now, we are on to riding basics, where we are, I think, doing 3 laps in this circle. So we've basically got to be tight to the inside in order for us to actually put together the run we're looking for. I think we have to be tight. Okay, we're 2/10 off. Okay, so I came close. Let's try and see if we can gain that time again. See if it manages to work this time. Let's see. I think it was when I went wide. That was probably what costed me before. Oh, I am very wide now. As a matter of fact, I think I'm probably too wide. And there it goes. Okay, let's try this again. I don't know what it was I did off the launch, but I think that might have actually worked. Maybe it's because I didn't over-rev the engine whilst I was at it. Maybe that's part of the reason why it actually worked. But either way, we're doing well so far, and I'm hopeful in saying that this time I don't manage to kill my momentum. Because I'm doing it so well at the moment. And this time we get it. By over 1/10, we beat our previous best, and we get the gold as well in the process. So, 3 tests down, and we still have another 7 tests to go. On now to the riding basics again, except for saying this time we are once again riding a more powerful bike. This time using the Yamaha XJR 1300. And once again we are doing 3 laps in a circle, and the gold time this time is a 35.7. 37.0 for a silver and 39 seconds for a bronze. Let's see how we go. and immediately I fail. Unsurprisingly. Right, okay, so it's not ideal for me to go into the crouch position immediately. Okay, come on. You've been here before. You've got the gold before. Just have to get it right this time. You've been here before. You've done it before. You can do it again. You can just get far enough ahead. You might be able to get this one. And this time I do. I get it done by 0.02 of a second. I can definitely say that was crazy. But I somehow did it. And since I already have a replay saved, let's now move on to our next test in the Novice license, which I think is cornering, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, slalom. Well, understandable. Looks like we're on Fuji Speedway again. Just as we were in both GT4 Prologue and GT4 itself. But since we're riding a Yamaha T-Max, I think we should find this to be pretty nip and tuck. Anyway, that's your description. Let's get on with it. And the gold time is an 18.9. Let's see how we go. This is gonna take a while. This is gonna fucking take a while. Keep your foot in the gas. Don't let go, don't let go, don't let go. There we go! We got the gold by 1/10, baby! And that's now the halfway point of the Novice license. And now we just have 5 more tests to go. And then we can move on to the junior license. Since that's pretty much what my plan is. And now we are at Twin Ring Motegi, and by this time we are once again riding the Yamaha XJR 1300 at the hairpin of Twin Ring Motegi. There's your description. Okay, and our gold time is a 14.7. And we are 3.5 tenths off. Okay. Let's try and see if we can gain those tenths. This time, I think we might just get it nailed. Have we got it? Yes, we have. I just needed to nail the corner exit, and then I would get there. So there we go. 6 tests down, and it's only taken me 32 minutes to get to this point. Okay, on now to test number 7. Where we are now going to move on to another section of cornering, and where this time we are riding the Triumph Sprint ST at this section of Laguna Seca, and where we're basically riding from turn 2 up to the end of turn 4. And that's your description, so let's go. Here we go. I would not be at all surprised if I wind up failing this first try. Or I wind up being at least a second off first time. But we'll wait and see. How far off am I going to be? Oh, okay, half a second. That's better than I thought I was going to be. So we need to gain half a second in order to get the gold. I think I'm starting to gain more of an understanding now. Whilst I'm here. Okay, I think that probably did work. Although I won't know for sure until I get to the end. Can I stay on track, please? Okay. And is that going to do it? Yes, it does. By 369. Sorry, by 0.369 of a second, we get the gold. Nice. I think that was only my, 5th attempt at this test, and I wound up getting the gold because of it. That actually felt really good. Anyway, we still have another 3 tests to go, as this time we are at El Capitan, where the bike we are using is the Honda VFR 400R. At the first hairpin of El Capitan, because a lot of the courses in this game also feature in GT4. And let's see how far we get. I don't think we're going to get too far, but okay, so we're half a second off again. I think I know what to do here. So I need to be 4.5 tenths up in order to get the gold. Okay. I did not think that was actually going to pay off, but I'm so glad it did. Hey! Second time around we actually get the gold. Did not think that was going to work, but it somehow did. So there we go. 8 tests down, and still we have 2 tests to go in the Novice license. And then after that, we can move on to the Junior license. So, 2 tests to go. And this time, we are riding a Suzuki GSX R600. And where we will be heading through the first 2 corners of High Speed Ring, where we will be cornering at blistering speeds. Let's see how close we get. Okay, we're only 3 tenths off. Let's see if we can improve on that. I think part of the reason why I was 3 tenths off is because I forgot to hit the L2 button right when we started. Okay, getting through there. I think I probably gained some time there because I was deeper than I was before. And that was what I needed to be, more or less. Okay, I think we can do good here. And we do. We are way better than we were before, as I get the gold by less than a quarter of a second, or thereabouts with a quarter of a second. But anyway, there we go. 9 tests down and still 1 to go, as we just have a 1 lap time trial around Autumn Ring Mini on the Yamaha T-Max. Our graduation test. I think this is going to be pretty easy. It's only 1 lap around the track, and we just have to make sure that we keep ourselves running fast. Clean, but fast. I think I more or less know what it is that needs to be done here. It's not going to be too hard for me to pull this off, from what I can guess. Even though I probably don't need to be on the brakes that much. But either way, I think we're doing okay for now, because I'd say we're in striking distance. It's a pretty short lap, and I think we've got this one first try. And we do! We get it first try by over a tenth. So there we go. Alrighty. And all that took me was 42 minutes in order for me to get all 10 tests done. Took me under 3/4 of an hour, and yep, okay. I do have the replay saved. And now we can move on to our prizes. So, if we get all gold and all bronze and silver, we get riding gear, and then if we get all gold, we get a free bike. So, first of all, we get this for achieving our Novice license. Congratulations for passing Novice class. Now try to obtain the Junior class license. I will. So, for getting all bronze, we get some more riding gear. And that's all this. So, new helmets, new gloves, new jackets, and also new gloves with pants. And for all silver, we get more riding gear. A lot of this riding gear I will most likely never use, but either way, this is the riding gear we get. And we also get a set of boots as well. And for getting all gold, we get some more riding gear. It's just 2 helmets. I'm okay with that. But anyway, on now to what's important, the bike, as we get the Honda CBS 400 SS Racing Modified from 2005. And of course, I'm going to use the number I typically tend to use. And also because, well, coming from someone who technically is a Jeff Gordon fan, I will be racing the number 24, since we can select our numbers for each of these bikes. And of course, if you want to know which one is me, then you just need to look at the number 24, then you'll know precisely which one is me. But either way, there we go. So that was the Novice license. And next up will be the Junior license. So, let's go and view our new bike, once I can get over to it. So here it is, the Honda CB400 SS Racing Modified. Or Racing Modify as it just says there. But either way, here it is. Our first bike from completing the Novice license, and we will get more bikes along the way. But either way, this is the first one we get from beating our first license. And now, as a result, we can also change the number at any time, but obviously I'm always going to stick with the number 24 because, well, that's been my racing number for years now and I remain committed to that. So there we are. The Novice license is now ours. And next time we will be going for the Junior license. Coming in the next episode of Taurus Trophy.